Sawadee
Sawadika. My name is Shanti, and here I have.
Zipporrah.
Thank you. So, welcome, Zipp.
Thank you for having me on.
Yes, thank you. And so, you describe yourself as a serial entrepreneur. Now, what does being a serial entrepreneur mean to you?
Basically, my meaning of being a serial entrepreneur is having multiple sources of income and, always making income in different ways, always getting money in different ways. But they all tie back, kind of to the same thing, if that makes sense. Because a serial entrepreneur, they have multiple sources of income, which means there's different streams of like money coming in from different places. So like, I do reselling, getting into real estate, I teach people, I do many different things. So that's a serial entrepreneur, just having multiple sources of income.
That's amazing. So, you're a very versatile person.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And would you consider yourself as a creative?
Yeah, I would definitely consider myself a creative because at the end of the day, in order to have an idea or even have an idea in your head and act on it, that's being creative. It's a creative thought. So everybody has it. It's just you have to act on it.
Absolutely. You mentioned that everyone has creativity in them. They are a creative. Now, how does creativity show up in your daily operation of your businesses?
I would definitely say because I'm always trying to find different ways to make my businesses better, different systems, different algorithms, I would say as well. So, yeah.
Yes, and that's where the new idea comes in. That's where the innovation comes
Exactly.
in.
And that's also creative as well because you're coming up with new ideas. So,
Yes, you're an innovator. Yeah, absolutely. In many ways.
Yeah.
Which is super cool at your age, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Zipp is only 20 years old and she's
Yep.
killing it.
appreciate it.
So, do you feel like as a creative in your entrepreneurship journey, would you say that having a structure help with your creativity?
Being structured definitely does help with your creativity because it helps you have a balance with your creativity because you're taking it one step at a time. And taking it one step at a time, it makes you see things from all sides of the boards. And then also, if you take anything, just basically one step at a time, it's like you're not rushing anything. You're calm. Your nervous system is calm. You're not rushing anything. You're not in a fight or flight mode because while you're taking it one step at a time. So you have to follow like step 1, step 2, step 3, and then after step 1, you're going to step 2. So you already have an idea of what you're going to do. So being structured definitely does help, but it takes time to get structured and build systems. It's not going to come easy.
Yes, and you mentioned system. Now, has there been a system to you that has been working again and again in your entrepreneurship journey?
I would say my business most definitely, and that structure would be not giving up, and that's the difference between people who have their own businesses and people who don't have their own businesses is not giving up. So the moment you give up, it's just everything is gone. That's why you don't give up. When people hit that bump in the road, they stop, and that's the first test because on this journey you get tested almost every day. If it's not every day, you're going to get tested in this line of work, in this line of business, and even in business in general, you're going to get tested. So you just have to keep passing the test. Don't let the bump in the road hold you back. Go through it.
Yes.
Go through it.
Yes, and stick with it. Now, with the mindset that you have to never give up, did you always come across that even early on in your entrepreneurship journey?
Yes, I definitely came across that early on in my entrepreneurship journey simply because I kind of learned from other people's experiences. Certain things didn't work out for people simply because they gave up, and it didn't have to do with just business, just life in general. When things don't work out, it's majority of the time it's because that person had given up, like they gave up. So early on, it definitely helped me not to give up because I know if I gave up, who am I gonna like fall back on? Like it's all about me in the entrepreneurship journey. It's all about my business, me creating them. So and making sure that they come into life and making sure that I actually generate money from it. And then also going back to what you're saying about basically have I always had this mindset? Yeah, my answer is strongly yes, but it got more potent as I went further in my journey. As I'm going further in my journey, it's getting more potent, I would definitely say. Because I know if I like there's just in my mind, there's no giving up. Like that doesn't enter my consciousness. Like there's no giving up.
That's not part of the plan.
Yeah, it's not. It's not even an option. It's not a thought.
Wow.
Yeah, none of that. So it's just all about your mindset. Mindset. It's really in the word. You're setting your mind. So
mindset. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I love that. Thank you for that answer.
Of course.
So yes. In difficult moments in businesses are not always going to be like having great months, right? As we know. In those moments, like what could really help you to even have that mindset to be more potent? Or has there been a time where you had more self-doubt than that mindset?
I wouldn't necessarily say self-doubt, because I truly do know myself.
Yeah.
And I know at the end of the day, even if there is bumps in the roads, I'm always going to get past them because I know what's on the other side of the road.
Ooh.
So yeah, but there definitely has been hardships in the business. What is a business without hardships? It's all about how you come, like how you basically move forward from that. Are you going to let it affect you, or are you going to heal from it and basically have your businesses grow and stuff like that?
Yes. So how important is it, especially in those difficult moments, to keep believing in yourself and executing your creative idea?
You said how difficult is it to do that?
How important is it?
Oh, how important is
Yes.
it? Because at the end of the day, you have to be your number one fan. You have to be your number one everything, because you have to know and believe in yourself that you can do whatever you want to do. Because at the end of the day, you can. If you think that you can't, that's a limited belief, and it's something that you have to work on with yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are the creator of your life. So having that self-belief and knowing that you are actually the creator, you start to create.
Yeah. Okay, it's part of the identity.
Exactly.
Right. Now, at what point of your journey, you can put years or whatever the case may be, how far along were you in your journey when you figured out I could just do more than one? Like, I can multitask.
It's always been a part of my journey. I've always had
wow.
multiple businesses. So it's always been.
Wow.
I meant like basic, like yeah. I've always had multiple businesses in school. You know, I was doing people's homework, getting paid for that. You know, I was selling
Hey.
candy, getting paid for that. You know, so
Okay.
yeah, it's always been in my nature to do so.
Yes, just always hustling, right? Yes.
Always getting income, always making a way. You know.
You've always been her. No, that's amazing, because I remember it's like the little things like that where you were still in middle school or high school.
Exactly.
And then sell certain things, maybe reselling food.
Yep.
Like you got it in bulk and then,
Exactly. Yup.
make some profit.
Exactly. You already know.
It's little things like that in kids. If you see signs of that in
Exactly.
kids, make sure you encourage them.
Exactly, 100%. And to go off of what she said, I see that in people that, at the end of the day, yeah, I am young, and I see other people as well that are younger than me that are like doing certain things that I have done, so I know they're on the right path. They're getting ahead of other people that are around them, and they're not letting their environment affect them. Because if I've sold candy in school and I know exactly where it got me, and then I see other people doing the exact same thing while they're in high school or middle school, it's just letting me know, okay, so we are actually having a good influence on other people. We are all influencing each other to basically do better. And start at a young age, because when you get started at a young age, it makes everything so much better, simply because you're getting started at a young age, which means you have all the time in the world to make mistakes. You have your parents that you're living with, so you have all the time in the world to basically make mistakes and evolve from that.
Yes, absolutely. The more you do it, the more you learn.
Exactly.
From the lessons. But if you don't do it, you'll never learn.
Exactly.
Like, have you come across like those maybe like cold feet moment where like deep down it's so close there that you're like, I don't know if I'm ready for it?
No, because it wouldn't have happened if I wasn't ready for it.
Oh no, that's no. Listen, you're spitting.
Chill out. Funny as bro.
No, I love that's the confidence. You know what I mean? That's your self trust really oozing out. Like literally, that's what that energy is. And if you don't have that in entrepreneurship, that's going to be tough.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's all a learning process, and everybody will get to where they're going eventually on their path. So nothing to be rushed, but yeah.
Yeah, but keep doing it at the same time. Yeah. Wow. So how do you manage so many things at the same time? Like, do you have help?
Yeah, of course. I have employees. I have virtual assistants in the Philippines, Indonesia, Egypt.
Okay.
Also have systems set in place. I don't know if I said that already.
Yes.
Yeah, I have systems set in place. I also have a personal assistant as well. So that definitely does help. And yeah, just getting systems set in place. Like once I seen that with one of my businesses, like, oh, if I set systems in place, like, oh, I have more time to do this, I can do essentially whatever I want. That's when I was like, oh, okay, my main objective needs to be, I'm running these businesses, but I need to be here at these businesses more so. I'm working on them, but I'm not working in them. I'm not working in them as in like, oh, I'm not packaging up any products, or oh, I'm not doing this, So once I figured that out, I just implemented that in every single business that I do.
Yes.
And then, yeah, so now I'm more so implementing long term instead of short term, because when you have something short term, it's short. When you have something long term, it's long. So
yes, so it's more sustainable.
Exactly.
A system will allow business to be efficient and sustainable.
And flow.
Yes, and flow. How often do you go back to those systems and evaluate them and use your creative thinking to create maybe even more efficient system?
as much as possible, because there's always something that you can possibly overlook. So it's always good to basically utilize, either you can talk to like Claude, ChatGPT, or even people like business partners that you might have. Because I have business partners, so I might go to them and consult and be like, "Hey, if we do this, da da da, can we switch this up?" And they might be like, "Yeah, we could switch this up," or they might be able to basically add on to that, and now we have another idea. So two creative minds making one idea.
If you have any one message to young entrepreneurs or even young serial entrepreneurs out there, what would that be?
My message would be focus on getting your mindset right, because the moment you get your mindset right, everything will come. And basically what I mean by that, talk to yourself. Like, talk to yourself, write stuff down if you need to, but definitely talk to yourself. Spend time alone with yourself, because if you don't, you will never really know yourself. Ooh. And that's the main objective, is to know yourself. That way you know how to operate through certain situations or get yourself out of certain situations as well. So mindset is one of the biggest keys, one of the biggest factors. If your mindset is not set correctly, it's easier for you to make mistakes that you possibly cannot get yourself out of, or it'll take longer to get out of. And coming in a business with the correct mindset will help you evolve much faster and help you grow as well, because if your mindset is not where it's supposed to be, it will not work out. And it's not, because you got to think about it, if you have such a strong belief system when it comes to a business working out, that's your mindset. But if you have like, I don't know, you're doubting it, then you don't truly believe in what you're trying to do. And that's not what you're trying to do. Like that, you need to truly believe in it, 100% believe in it. This is going to work no matter what. Why? Because I'm doing it and I'm not going to give up. So that's what ties back into the not giving up. Because if you give up, it's not going to work, even if it takes years. First of all, if it takes years, you might be doing something wrong, because like I said, you need to be getting indoors with people who are doing things that you want to do and that have, that kind of think like you just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So that's what's going to help your business grow, is being around people who are either doing the business that you want to do, or that they're doing their own business and they're thriving, because now you guys are both pumping that energy together and you guys are, raising the vibration. So definitely.
Yes. And that's how you do it, you know
exactly,
what I mean? That's
100%. Those are gems right there.
Yeah, thank you so much for dropping so many gems. So I know that you're also in the educational space as well, educating people how to automate their Amazon businesses and other businesses as well. And with that, what would you say is the difference between the person who is only consuming the free content without direct guidance from somebody versus somebody who instead go look for help from somebody else to learn a system?
So essentially you're asking me what's the difference between somebody who actually decides to take a risk and then the person who decides to basically just keep watching? Is that what the question is?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically somebody who keeps observing and basically someone who keeps watching the free game but never actually utilizing it, that's called analysis paralysis, which essentially means you keep looking at all these YouTube videos, you keep looking at all these TikTok videos on a skill that you're trying to learn, but you never act on what you're learning. So that's called analysis paralysis. And basically if you're not utilizing that free game that you're getting, if you're not utilizing it, doing the steps that they're telling you to do, essentially you're just another viewer that is watching their video and not acting on it. And that's why there's only a 1% of people that actually go far in businesses and go far when it comes to free game. Because me personally, just from me, like she was saying, that I teach people and everything like that, and I'm a teacher, so I know when I teach something, I'm telling them something because it works. I'm telling them something because it has worked out for me and other people as well. So when somebody gives me free game, best believe I'm gonna listen to it. And I also like to tell them and show them like, hey, you show me this, look at the results. For somebody that decides to like invest in themselves, depending on who they invest in, their life is going to completely change. Because for me, when I help people make money online, I just know how they feel, because that was once me when I was able to make money online and just like, whoa, but I didn't really, you got to realize everybody else's circumstances are different. So me coming out of high school, having this business, this Amazon business, it's like, okay, this is my business, this is what I'm doing, versus somebody who has kids, that's in college, that works, that comes from this type of environment. It's like, it's different, and I know it hits them a little bit different, like, damn, like this actually works, but they have to stay consistent. That's the thing. So somebody that decides to invest in themselves and invest in a mentor, they are going to go far if they stay consistent, if they have a good mentor. Because just because somebody offers services and says that they can help you doesn't mean that they can help you on a spiritual level, emotional level, a mental level, because it takes all of that. Me personally, anybody that I work with, I'm making sure their mental health is good as well. Why? Because it's all about the mindset as well. Like, why are you not staying consistent? Why are you not texting me? Why are you not booking calls? Consistency is key. So I need people that I'm working with and also teaching to have consistency, because I know what that can bring.
Yes, someone to hold you accountable.
Exactly, and hold
along
your
the
hand.
way.
That's why people invest in
Yes.
mentors, or people to help them, is so they can hold them accountable, and they can also teach them the ways of how to make money online, how to make money in general. So as long as you listen to what your mentor is saying and actually staying consistent, everything will work out for you. And if anything happens along the way, that's what that mentor is there for. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Wow. And so, how do you go about searching for the right mentor? What are like the green flags to you when you look for one?
The green flag would be, are they just about the money, or are they truly trying to help you? And if you can read people, or even if you can't read people, you can just have one conversation with them and kind of see. Me personally, I wouldn't want a mentor that just wants money from me but doesn't want to build an actual connection with me. Like, if that makes sense. Like,
Yes.
yeah, like me personally, whenever I'm signing on a new client, a new student, whatever you guys want to call it, well, a new client. Whenever I sign on a new client, I don't want to just know one thing. I want to know, okay, so why do you want to start this business? Like, what's your goals with this business? What are you trying to escape from? Because essentially they're trying to escape from something.
Well, Zip, thank you so much for coming here and share your thoughts about creativity in your business. And we really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Hey.